Good afternoon. How are you doing today? My name is Chemo. On here, I go by Kemers, and I'm just an average guy who struggled with his weight all of his life. And I want to show you what it looks like, where I fell short, why it's taken me as long as it's taken me, what I've learned, and not only from the health standpoint of fitness itself, but also the mentality and shifts that I am making currently in my life to help myself become successful, not only in fitness, but in my life in general. So, come hang out. This is Walk and Talk, and I'm doing this because it really is sometimes as simple as getting out and getting in some steps. So this is something that I have done from the start of my weight loss journey, going from 300 pounds now to almost knocking on the door of 190 flat. And a quick update, weighed in yesterday and we are down another pound and a half, making it 7.5 pounds in 6 weeks so far, maintaining an aggressive path forward. The lean down continues. We are going to get there. All right, so welcome back to Walk and Talk. Today's topic is a little bit tougher of a topic, a little bit heavier, because this is one of those things that's easier said than done. And when I say that, we are talking, of course, about reframing. Now, I'm going to say this first because I think a lot of people need to hear this, including myself originally. And what I have to tell you is, it's not too late. It's not over. There's still time. Do not roll over and just accept that this is the life that you're destined for. This is it, you know? There's more to it. And the beginning of reframing is the mindset shift that needs to take place at that start. Maybe you've tried before and you failed in the past. Get rid of the fail mentality. It isn't a failure. It was your first try, your first attempt. What did you learn from it? That maybe cutting out 1,000 calories from your diet is a little too crazy. That trying to run every day is a little too aggressive and you burned out. Maybe something like that, right? So it is not a failure. It is just the first attempt. And I think that's huge, because think of the story that you're going to be creating. The man, the woman, the boy, the girl who was not supposed to win, who was not supposed to succeed. Maybe life's kicking the shit out of you. Maybe you've had it tough from the very start. But think, if you do take these steps and you get the progress and you start to move forward in the right direction, think of the story that you're going to be able to tell. The dude who should have given up. The dude who used to be 400 pounds. You know? It's day one, man. And if you think that it's over, if you think it's already decided, I mean, maybe you've thought about it for years and years like I did. I've been talking about YouTube and about actually taking my fitness seriously for the last 5 years. 5! And you gotta start today. No tomorrow, no nothing else. If you think it's too late, today's the day. Begin that journey, begin that story. It all starts today, and the momentum begins today. Feel like a big daunting task. If you were to ask me when I started, even getting down to like 250, no fucking chance. My guy, no chance. Getting down to 200, that wasn't even a thought. Like, yeah, that was a dream. That was a whimsical little, yeah, it'd be cool to be 200 pounds again. But to actually, like, see it, it was so far in the distance that it just seemed like a dream, you know? And it's that exactly that needs to be reframed as well. There are big daunting tasks that we are confronted with throughout life, And especially if you're looking at something like weight loss or starting a business or anything like that, you know, where do you even start, right? And to imagine having a six-pack or running a marathon or winning Mr. Olympia, whatever it is for you, starting a business, getting to 100K, getting to 1 million, it doesn't matter. Those all seem so far away that they're unfathomable. That they're unfathomable. And I say that to you because you need to. It reminds me a lot of Alex Ramosi says this, and I believe it's his wife who actually came up with this, Layla. She says, he repeats, fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. Think about that visual. Like, it seems like this ocean in front of you. The daunting task seems like an absolute unscalable mountain, whatever it is. But really, it's just because the frame is so big that you're not actually focusing on just taking that first step. And if you took that first step, you would realize it's only an inch deep and that you can make it. And it's going to be a journey, you know, like I said, the story. You have to put the story together. And that's the exciting part, you know, you start to build momentum. And even if you don't believe in yourself, because I sure as shit didn't, any step forward is proof that you could do something, that you can actually succeed, that you have it in you to do something and be something greater than you are today. And that's the biggest point of it all, to prove to yourself that you can be greater every single day. So think of the story, reframe it. It might seem absolutely impossible in the moment, but if you just take the first step, man, that's the start of the story. And the story starts today. Today. No, tomorrow. Because tomorrow ends up being next week ends up being next month, and next month ends up being another year past. So start the story today. If you're truly starting from ground zero, start with a walk. Just a quick one, 5 minutes. And that's the start. Because if you're truly at ground zero, you're working a desk job, you're eating out, you haven't been to the gym in months, maybe years. You're beating yourself from yesterday by taking that 5-minute walk. And that proves to yourself that you are capable. And if you continue to take those steps, you will continue to succeed. And that's what it's all about, building that momentum. That was the biggest thing for me, was realizing. And I had to actually think about it, because this is not where my head originally would go. You have to really actually realize that that is true progress. You are making real, genuine progress. And that proved to me, I thought I was such a fucking loser and that I could not even, I was capable of nothing. You know what I mean? But proving to yourself over and over, regardless of how small the step is, that is progress, and that is proof that you're capable. So continuing on with the fear being paralyzing, the ocean in front of the mountain that's unscalable. I read a book recently, and I've actually already begun to shift my thinking, but you cannot allow the fear, the uncertainty to be anxiety and paralyzing. You realize that those are just thoughts. Oh, the book, I should mention that, right? The book is Don't Believe Everything You Think. And I wish I knew the author, but I'll put it up right here because I should. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. But don't believe everything you think. Don't be paralyzed by the thoughts, the worry that, what if this or that? Literally, take the first step. If it's a walk, take that first walk. Get those steps in. Realize that you're capable. Prove it to yourself and become better than you were yesterday. That is the biggest thing you can do. And what I heard, and this is fantastic advice, I can't remember who it's from, so I apologize for, again, not giving credit where credit is due. But I heard, do not think about going from 300 to 200, 400 to 200, whatever. Think instead about the measurable steps that you can take on the daily, the weekly, to move forward in the right direction. So this right now is one of the things that I must do. It is a non-negotiable for me. And non-negotiables are just the term that I've given them, that I have to do that during the week. Otherwise, I am taking a step back. So non-negotiables for me are maintaining my consumed calorie deficit. I'm currently at 1,700. And then the other non-negotiable for me is one activity day. It doesn't have to be genuine cardio, but I need to be active most of that day and burn my goal of 800 calories that day. And then I need to push, pull legs, and those are my minimum non-negotiables. So we need 4 active days at the very least. The other one that I'm starting to lean into as a non-negotiable is a full body at home or calisthenics workout. So I'm building on that progress. And it started out originally as just making sure that I hit 600 calories, on my watch here. If you don't have a watch, maybe it's a set of steps. Start at 6,000. That's where I literally started, 6,000. And I worked my way to 10,000. Do I do that anymore? No. But it was a beautiful foundation that helped me build that momentum and prove to myself, check the box, 6,000 steps a day. Check it again, 6,000. I'm capable. Over and over, I can do this. I can build. I can add on 1,000 more steps. I beat last week's me because I added 1,000 extra steps onto it. So it is all about building that momentum. It is all about creating that slow build of confidence in yourself that you can. Because starting out, I could not. There is no way in hell you could tell me that I could be anywhere near where I'm near now. And the crazy part is that I'm not even at the finish line yet. There's more to it. I still got more work to go. And I'm excited because I'm really putting it together. Finally, And it takes that commitment. So yeah, I have a goal to have a 6-pack, be fit, maybe compete in certain events. I don't know what yet. I haven't really decided. But what I do have are those non-negotiables. Getting out here today and doing this is part of that. Part of those non-negotiables and part of the momentum building that goes into succeeding. And last but not least, going into the final reframing, maybe the hardest reframing of all. This kind of leans into the book that I read and changing my thinking. But, and it goes back to what I said earlier too, failure as more of a challenge, and as well as just the genuine shit that life can throw at you as being more of just a challenge to prove that, you are in a good place, that you can overcome those challenges. And it's another thing that shows you that you're capable, So I think the easiest way to say this is through Jocko Willink's mentality. I think he wrote a book on it, actually. It's the idea of good. Like, literally, I will give you the exact example that really proved it to me, and it changed everything for me when it happened, and I went through it and got over it, and I reframed it while it was happening. So the idea of good is not just to literally say, like, my car broke down, good. I think that's where it starts. But for me, I was on the way to the airport driving with my mom and little brother, and I was going to another state to help family out that's struggling mentally, and going there just to show support, talk through some things, and get things set up with a family to ensure that this family member is all right. And so on the way to the airport, driving down the highway, and feel like a pretty good thud, and I said maybe it's just a rock that scooped up, hit the undercarriage and made that knock. But very shortly after, rhythmic kind of, so I pull over, tire blew out, right? So not only do I have my mom and brother with me, but I'm going to be late for my flight, which means I'm going to miss my flight, which means I put this money into going and helping family that's not going to be used. It's going to be wasted, essentially, right? On top of that, I don't even get to help out my family member, right? So bad, 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 bad. Reframing it, I swear to you, this was the thought that I had. I said, thank goodness I'm here to help fix this tire. Imagine if it had been just my mom and brother. Do they know how? Are they able to do it on their own? Would they be freaking out? I know my mom would, but my brother maybe could have the mentality to figure it out and go for it. But it was not only a teaching opportunity for me to help him out, but also I was thankful that I was there to be able to help, to be able to do that, because I kept myself very calm under the pressure. And I thought about it too. I was like, wow, this is just like a little thing that's happening. Like, who cares, you know? Like, so what? We have a spare. Throw on the spare. Get back to it, right? And then I reframed it even more. And I said, yeah, it is a good thing that I'm here to help out with this. You know what else? I should be responsible. Help out the family and fix the tire. Get new tires for the car, right? And this also starts to move into gratitude, because I am grateful, and I was grateful. I was thinking about this during it all. I'm grateful that I was there to help put the car back together. I'm grateful that I have the discount tire card that allows me to put the tires on 0 APR for a promotional period, because tires are expensive. We know that, right? So I'm thankful that I had that. I'm thankful I was there to help, and I'm thankful that I was able to fix the car. It's my brother's car. I'm grateful and thankful that I'm able to fix his car and get him on the road and not be worried or anything about those, because they're brand new. They got a lot of life left in them, obviously, and I don't have to think, you know, like, man, we should really change those tires. Hopefully he's all right. Like, that is not something I have to think about. And now, and I know in the moment it might seem crazy, but I think it was the fact that I was starting to reframe it. And you got to take it in small steps, you know. You got to build that momentum. All of life and learning to succeed is that gaining momentum. You have to realize that all of it is gaining momentum. Also, thank God that it didn't happen and the car flipped or something crazy like that, right? Thank God that we just had to pull over and I just had to miss a flight. It is so much better to have that be the happenstance than the car flipping. So, the reframing process of realizing that, yeah, it might be shitty in the moment, but like, is it really all that bad? And if it is that bad, and you make it past it, that's a huge win. That is a huge momentum builder. That is a huge chapter in the story that you're writing on the road to success. And I hope that I get better and better at these, because I had a lot of thoughts coming into this that I think I kind of skipped over. But hopefully this shows you the natural, real side of me that is just telling you my experience and what I've learned. The reframing is huge, man, because I know a lot of people who would have been down in the dumps and just given up and been like, well, fuck this, my flight, I missed it, it's over, gotta buy a new set of tires, and all my money. And I'm not even saying I have a ton of money, man. Like, yeah, it was a hit, it was a financial hit, but I'm grateful I had the card. I'm grateful I have a career that allows me to be able to actually pay for that, because it benefits my brother, it benefits my family, you know? And so it's cool to be the person who can do that, who can create that. And I, just to finish the story, didn't even end up going on the flight. I didn't even end up making it there. But I had my other brother who was able to. And so I'm thankful for him as well, that he was able to go and help and make sure things were okay. So it's easier said than done for sure, because life might feel like it's constantly beating you down, and sometimes it really is. Sometimes it really, really is. But if you can start today, and you will start today, it's just that first page of the story. And that's gotta be exciting, right? And it might look like a daunting task, but just starting is huge momentum building, because the body at rest stays at rest, right? We need to have that outside force to move things forward, to actually drive the change, to be the change in our lives. So, to sum everything up, reframing is huge. It's easier said than done because life's tough and you might feel like you're incapable, unsuccessful, can't do a single thing right. But I promise you, if you start today and you take that single step, you've already proven to yourself that you're capable and that you're better than you were yesterday. And that's all it's about. Prove to yourself slowly, step by step, day by day, that you can do it. And things might be tough, but it's just another challenge and another chapter in the story that you're writing. Alright. Good luck out there, guys. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully this wasn't dumb as hell. I promise I really had some thoughts in my head of how I wanted to say it to really come together and everything, but I also just want to be natural and just talk to you guys. I don't want to have a script and all kinds of shit. Like, I have a few points written out, but that's just so I don't mumble about nothingness the entire time. But hey, start today. Let's get that momentum started, and that's when. Catch you next time.